Okay. Well, I think we did some good things, and there's some things that we can get better at. There's some things that I can do to help us as well. So a lot of different things that went on tonight that I think we can pay attention to all of them and work on them in different capacities.
Coach, it was a hard-fought game. I think the last 5 minutes they went on a 17-5 run. Just what did you see the last 3, 4, 5 minutes of the game?
Beal obviously got going. They were trying to put him in a couple positions where he had an advantage. We adjusted our pick and roll coverage a little bit to try to address that. He made some tough shots down the stretch. Obviously, the ball didn't go in for us either. It'll be good to watch the film. I thought we got really good shots during the course of the game. And then I thought there was a few times we had good shots, and Gafford made a play here and there. Where the ball, when we're trying to get by somebody, and if we can't get by, we need to kind of have a back end mentality a little bit, because defenses pick up, and we got guys that can do that too. But more than anything, I'm kind of saying a lot of stuff. There's a lot that went on in this game, and it's I want to see the film. I thought, part of what it's easy to get kind of into the granular adjustments and everything in the game, but I think big picture, I thought we really competed. I liked how aggressive we are shooting the ball. One of the things that I thought they did very well was offensive rebound, and there was a stretch where, especially early in the game, when it was too easy for them, and I thought we responded, and we did a much better job on that. Sometimes when when we're switching and our bigs are out on the floor, it's really tough to rebound with guards. You can tell them block out and all that when they're trying to block out a 6'11" guy that can, with their athleticism and strength, it's tough. So I thought we competed.
And for you personally, just how did it feel to be back, in the coaching chair after a majority of the year having off?
Yeah, it felt good. It's there's situational things for me that they'll start coming back, and it's part of what I've said, getting to know this group of guys, and where I can hopefully help them even more. I felt like I could help them more, and I'll look at and figure out how I can do that too.
In that third quarter with Onyeka and the challenge on that foul, and then coming back and he gets 2 straight fouls, how frustrating is it to kind of win that challenge and then he gets kind of in foul trouble?
Yeah, there's always going to be things that go your way and then that don't, and I think the question of really how we respond to it, I thought we responded pretty well. I didn't think we got caught up in a lot of stuff. That there was a play that I think a lot of us thought it might have been a goaltend, but we got to the next play. But there was a stretch there too where we had a few things that open shot here and there where maybe we could have increased the lead a little bit and changed the course of the game, but it got tighter and it became more of a possession game, and that's at that point Beal made some plays, made some good shots. And over time, the averages play out. And I thought that we didn't react to the ball not going in, and we kept attacking and kept shooting. When we take those shots, it's going to allow us to get to the rim as well. But yeah, the emphasis, as much as anything, was not just playing fast, but thinking fast. And making quick decisions and not letting the ball stop. And I thought we did a good job of that.
In certain situations of the last few minutes, are you sort of relying on gut feel in terms of like who to have on the court, or are you? Yeah,
no, Joe's, a tremendous help, and Mike defensively, I'm listening to those guys. Late in the game, I'm still I've mentioned this, getting to know the team, learning. You saw some of that tonight, and we'll, close games will help that. They'll accelerate that process. But for the most part, I think whatever you've done as a coach with a certain team, you got a new team, and we'll continue to build on it and work on it.
And kind of as a follow-up, I know there's going to be a lot of back and forth with players during games and stuff as you sort of get a feel for situations. There were a few times I think early in the game you had Trae come over and you talked to him about certain things. Are those just certain game situations, or what types of things are you talking about?
A little bit of everything, I think with both DJ and Trae, those are guys it's kind of the theme, right? Where I want to know what they're thinking, because they've played more together than I have coached together with them. So, and then just what do you want to run? What do you and then I'll have an idea. They'll have an idea. I trust them, and that's kind of what we all decided to trust each other and start there instead of having to. But that's a process as well. I think it accelerates if I know what they're thinking and I get a chance to talk. With DJ, it was a number of things. It was keep shooting, because I thought he got great looks, and then we were talking some things defensively where we put Trae in his show when they were trying to switch him on Beal, and some little things going over and under and handoffs and getting. I thought we got into some switching situations those are the kind of things we're talking about.
Coach, I'm sure not the final results and what you were looking for or anticipating tonight. However, to begin the game, a standing ovation from Hawks fans when you were introduced, a standing ovation during the Coaches Challenge. What did you think overall with the atmosphere this evening?
I mean, it's humbling on some level. I don't know. Like I've said before, I'm just grateful to be here and to have, that kind of support and that kind of support for our team. People that have been in the league, they know how tough the league is, and when you get that from your fans, even, it's kind of through a thick and thin thing, and if you have that, not just myself, but I do know how much players, you both appreciate that, and it impacts them, it impacts them. It can give you confidence. I can't take credit for the Coaches Challenge. That was all the players. If I didn't do it, I had to do it. I wanted to do it, but they helped me with that one, and so did our bench. Okay.
Stat sheet. Appreciate it.
Hey Trae, I know this game was, a fight. I know they went on a 17-5 run towards the end of the fourth quarter. I guess just what did you make of that last 3, 4, 5 minutes of the game that they closed it out?
They did a good job of scoring, and then I had a couple shots that, got blocked and just didn't get good shots up. And I just think we could have done a better job of closing out the game. We had a lead, but it's tough because we feel like we had a chance to win. And I don't think I did a good job of really closing out the game tonight.
On the offensive side, those 7 guys in double figures, just what did you see of the ball movement and guys getting good looks at the net? Yeah,
it's been really good for us recently. We've been getting a lot of good looks. Guys have been really scoring the ball here recently, and it's been, a lot of us. So we just got to continue to do that and get each other involved.
And with Quin, it's his first game as head coach. Just what was that like? What's his coaching style like on the bench in those conversations? He said he relied a lot on you and DJ throughout the game too.
Yeah, he did. He was talking to us constantly and just trying to, get our thoughts on what's going on in the game and just trying to read things. And we were talking, throughout the game about, how we're going to finish the game and little things like that it's going to take time, and it's going to, it sucks because it's going to take time, and it's a process like a lot of people say. So, we're gonna get it right, and he's a smart guy, and you can already tell some of the plays that we run, and we just got to continue to get better, and we'll learn more and more from each other each and every game.
You're going to see them again, twice next week. Just how much of a playoff series does that feel like you can learn and then implement it in like 5 days against them?
Yeah, it's good for us. It's more motivation for us knowing that we see them in a week or so. So we just got to, obviously continue to take it one game at a time. We got some teams that we got to play before them, but next time going up against them, obviously they know more about us, but we know a little bit more about them too. So it'll help both ways.
Trae, can you talk to me about Bogey's performance as of recent, more specifically since the All-Star break? You just mentioned guys shooting and getting the ball in the basket, but Bogey seemed to be hot recently.
Yeah, Bogey's doing what he does. Shooting the ball, lights out these last couple of games, and even right before All-Star break. So it's really good to see him. Have this rhythm. We're going to need him to continue it if we're going to make a a run. So we just got to continue to give him the ball and in spots that he likes it too, because he's been shooting the ball, really good. So we got to keep getting it to him.
Trae, you touched on it a little bit, but yeah, what was it like during the game, the give and take between you and Quinn? I know there were a few times he called you over. Are those just certain game situations he's talking about, or?
Yeah, he's trying to get a feel for what's going on in the game, because he's obviously it's not everybody is new to him. Around here, so it's not his people. So he's trying to get a feel for what we're going to do and what we're thinking out there. So he's just trying to pick everybody's brain and learn all of us. So he's in there telling us how much of a process this is too. So we just got to continue to take it day by day.
And you're hearing a new voice, during timeouts and huddles. Is it a lot different? Is he animated? Is he pretty even tempered? I'm just curious what your reaction.
It's been one game, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just based on this one game.
Yeah, it's not. Too much to really. He's obviously it's not too much different. It's, a lot of the same coaches, the same people around here too. So he's trying to learn. This isn't. He didn't want to just come in and just take it all the way over. He wanted us to kind of get a feel for how we are and, obviously implement his style within us. So it's going to take time, and we're all asking each other questions throughout the game to get better feel for each other too. So it's more about asking questions and learning more about each other throughout the game is what we're talking about, right now at least.
CC. Hey, CC, just as a team, in the last 4 or 5 minutes of that fourth quarter, I think they went on a 17-5 run. Just what did you see with what they were able to do in finishing at the rim those last few minutes?
Yeah, I think, they were able to make some tough shots, and I felt like we didn't make the stops, and offensively we were obviously when we don't make stops, it's harder to create a momentum offensively, to create fast breaks or. So it was obviously tougher for us to have we could have had better shots offensively. But, I'm sure that if we had made more stops defensively, it would have helped, for sure.
Just as a team, 7 guys had double figures tonight. Just what did you think about some of the shots that you guys were creating throughout the course of the game and getting guys open in different certain situations?
Yeah, I felt like we were able to have some great situation offensively. Coach was always pretty clear during timeouts about the plays to execute, and we were able to execute those. And obviously we were able to create some assists a lot. So that was a good thing for us offensively to be able to share the ball.
What did you think about one game down now under Quin Snyder? Like, what's his coaching style like, and what was that adjustment period like too? I know he said he was going to lean on you guys a lot as much as you're leaning on him.
Yeah, and I feel like obviously he's really into details, and I feel like that's what it takes. Whenever you're trying to get to the highest level of this game, you have to pay attention to details and make sure that it becomes habits. So I'm really confident about this coach, and I definitely like how his vision about the game and always being so hard on details.
When you're thinking back to some of those tough shots that especially Bradley Beal hit, just where do you guys see that kind of communication stepping up to kind of try to slow him down? I know
we were able, try to stay in front of him, make him finish over length. He made 17 shots, so yeah, he was high. He was able to make them. He made a lot of tough shots. So obviously he was there for his team, and offensively. We weren't on fourth quarter. It was hard for us to make shots. Obviously, it came down to that.
When Onyeka gets his 5th foul, and you look at what remains in the game, is there anything special that you do when you say, "Hey, I'm going to be playing a lot of minutes down the stretch"?
I'm just ready to go out there and do what I do. Situation like that happens, so you always you have to stay ready. So I was trying to. Just be there and be ready in this case. But obviously, 5 fouls in 12 minutes. That's a lot.
Clint, what do you see as the biggest difficulty of learning a new coach with just these 21 games left to play?
Yeah, no, you have to obviously go out there and play. You're not gonna overthink everything. We're still basketball players, and we're gonna play with fast pace. We're talented, and we have to play with confidence. And I just feel that sometimes, especially in those game situations where it's tight, detail is gonna be important down the stretch. So we're gonna have to stay lacking on that.
You guys are currently in the 8th spot right now in the Eastern Conference, but there will be some room with the opponent you face coming up, to actually gain some ground. Has there been any talk in the locker room about possibly getting to the 6th seed or higher and avoiding the play-in?
Our goal is the 6th seed. But obviously, we're taking one game at a time. We know that, it was a tough one tonight, but one game at a time. We know we have Portland next at home. It's always important to take care of home, and that's all we can focus on right now. But obviously we want to avoid the play-in, but all we can focus on is the next game and just not seeing far too quick.